2, 1. Gabi, today we're talking about something that I take very seriously, and that is the summer cinema superhero slate. My birthday is always in the middle of summer, and I've spent many years celebrating not only my own birth, but every blockbuster Spider-Man has released since 2017. So let's start it off there. What are your thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day? You just watched the trailer. Give me your immediate reactions to the new trailer.
I mean, there's a lot going on. That was my first thought during it. There is a lot going on. It's like 1 second, it's like, okay, he's mutating, and then Bruce Banner, Frank Castle, Jean Grey, question mark, question mark, question
Mhm.
mark. So there's like a lot going on. So honestly, that makes me a little nervous because Marvel is never good at wrapping up plot lines, to be honest. So I'm like,
No.
hold on, like we've got a lot going here. So those are my first thoughts.
I mean, yeah, when you say a lot going on, I think about Spider-Man 3 and how it had Venom, Sandman, Goblin Jr., and it was just like there's just too much going on. And I agree. Like, honestly, I think they should take Hulk out. I do not think Hulk should be in this movie at all.
No.
He needs his own thing. Like, you could do the mutation plot with Peter or whatever. And he's got Jean Grey, so there's like the whole mutant angle to it. But even
Yeah.
her is, she's a little bit of a stretch for me in this too.
Yeah, I feel like again there might be like too much going on. Like I feel like you've got a major plot line from the last movie you kind of have to do something with, people not remembering him. And then on top of that, you're adding all these other like unnecessary things and it's always I feel like with Marvel like always trying to draw more people in and it's like Spider-Man is your most popular IP right now. I mean, has been for a while, but especially when it comes to the MCU, people immediately think, Tom Holland Spider-Man. So I'm like it doesn't need all the zhuzh. Like, just keep doing what you were doing. It was fine.
Well, I actually think the opposite of that. I think they didn't realize what they had until after, um, was it No Way Home? Yeah, I think No Way Home. Because this is kind of a plot line that's been going on since Far From Home with like Mysterio, Quinn Beck revealing his identity. So it's like still kind of dragging on, but then people are voicing their opinion. They're like, we want nobody to know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and we want Spider-Man to be an absolute loser. Like, no Spider-Man fan is happy if Spider-Man is happy. Like, Spider-Man has to be depressed for fans to go nuts for him.
I mean, yeah, I see that. I'll give you that for sure. I like that they're kind of going back to basics. That's what I was thinking when I was watching the trailer too. Like a lot of people have been complaining, the suit in not No Way Home, in Far From Home, it was too high tech, too much Tony Stark. I know a lot of people didn't like the Tony Stark aspect coming into the MCU Spider-Man. I liked it,
Mhm.
but I am also like an avid consumer of like Iron Dad fanfics from like 2018. So like I might be biased, but I like that. But I see what they're doing and kind of going back to basics. And I think that will appeal to a lot of people.
Yeah, Spider-Man is like too focused on his own stuff right now where he cannot be collabing with the Avengers in any way. Like, I mean, the last time he collabed with an Avenger, he like ruined his entire life with Doctor Strange. So
Yeah.
like he should not be hanging out. But he is hanging out with the Punisher, which I think is a fun dynamic. If they're gonna tie anybody, like we have Hulk, Jean Grey, Frank Castle. Those are like the three kind of like multiverse or universe like building components they have, I would be fine with just the Punisher because him and Spider-Man in a buddy cop movie, I take my money.
I'm like waiting to see how that kind of works out. I've not consumed a lot of Punisher media like at all.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of like that Kiki Palmer meme that's like, I'm sorry, I don't know who this man is. So I'm like, sure, whatever. Like I'm really I'll take anything that is a new take. If it's something new and different, like I'll take it. Now, I texted you this the other day, but the one thing that gives me the absolute ick is that like natural webbing just coming straight out of his arm.
The
Like,
way he presses it out and it
oh,
squeezes is so gross.
oh my god, it was so oh. And then like when the web shooters on his wrist started like shaking and like I was like, sir, I no. No, I don't like the implications of that. I don't like what that represents. I don't
It's
like
so
anything about
gross.
it.
I
Like,
mean, the
ooh,
natural webbing is a relic from not only the Toby era, but like James Cameron came up with it when he
yeah.
was writing a spec script or whatever. And like it's cool, they're going for this whole horror vibe. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man 2, the video game, honestly, where Peter's got this Venom symbiote and he's kind of like going off the rails. Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe his eyes are turning black. Maybe
Ooh.
maybe the Venom symbiote is like already inside of him and they're just skipping over explaining it. And then at the end, Bruce Banner is going to be like, "This is not all you." And then you get the black suit for Secret Wars. Hold on. I just thought of
No,
this.
you're cooking more than they will ever cook in their lives. So I wouldn't even like the second you come up with like a cool idea, it's like, no, this is too cool. It will never happen. Don't even get me started on Doomsday Secret Wars. Like low key, we're getting into like comics territory, derogatory in the sense that like I don't completely understand everything that's quite going on. Like Civil War, I got. Don't even.
Yeah.
Oh, Civil War should have been its own movie, but let's not get into that. That should not have been a Captain America movie, but let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
But like that's a comic book crossover that's kind of easy to understand. There's a main line to it, but Secret
Mhm.
Wars, I still don't quite understand what that is. Like I don't really know what that means or anything
Every
like that.
time
So
I look up Secret Wars, the same 2 hour comic historian, rest in
oh
peace,
god.
video comes up. And I've seen it like a million times thinking I'm going to get something new out of it. I'm like, wait, this is just the same thing. And then if you want to read like all the books that go before it, it's just impossible. And I have
Ugh.
no idea how that's going to be adapted or if anybody's going to be happy with the way it's going to be adapted.
No, it's not. It's not. Oh, I mean, I don't think Doomsday is going to be very good either, so I don't see how it could be good if Doomsday is not good. But I feel like Doomsday is heading for just like super mega train wreck. Like it's not. It's no,
It has
no,
nothing
no,
going for it. It's got the whole Nathaniel Richards story
no.
that it has to start. It has to start a Nathaniel Richards, a Nathan Richards story, whatever. You got to explain Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark as Doctor
Yeah,
Doom. Like, there's so much ground it has to cover that I just thought. But
and also like
that's a different movie. That's a different movie. We got to talk about Spider Man. We got to talk about Spider Man.
okay, fine, okay, fine.
Okay,
Back to Spider-Man.
thoughts on the X-Men being introduced? Not maybe not the X-Men, but mutants at least, with Jean Grey being introduced in this movie.
I think that, and I was gonna say this about Doomsday, but it works here as well. Like this second the Infinity Saga of Marvel, I think whether that came together by happenstance or what, was so much better planned out and executed than this half of whatever. I don't even know. I'm sure they have a name for it, but I can't remember what we're in right now. Like it's
Mhm.
just being so poorly executed that everybody's like, oh, the mutants were introduced here, they were introduced here, they were introduced here. Like the X-Men just showed up at the end of the Marvels randomly and
Mhm.
nobody's talked about it since, and everybody's like, oh, mutants are finally coming to the MCU. Like girl, they were here 5 movies ago.
Not only are
Like
they being introduced, they've had 5 different send-offs. Like the
yes,
original aughts X-Men have had 5 different send-offs within the MCU. You've had Logan is one, Deadpool and
yeah.
Wolverine,
Oh my
kind
god,
of the
that I forgot about that movie.
Marvels. Like they just keep going. And then Doomsday, you got the clips of Cyclops. However cool he looks, it I don't. And then you're introducing Jean Grey. You're introducing a new set of X-Men to a universe that has a parallel reality with X-Men, but also like the original. There's like 3 sets of
Yeah, I
X-Men
wait. So
characters
like,
right
is
now.
Deadpool and Wolverine supposed to be canon to the MCU?
Yes.
You're joking. There's no. That doesn't even.
Well, the
Oh,
prevailing theory right now is that the concept of anchor beings is going to carry over into Secret Wars, and that's going to be kind of like their Molecule Man trigger for all these incursions. And Tony Stark was the anchor being to the main MCU. I can't even say 616 or like 19999 because there is nobody knows which one it is. But that's kind of like
what's
the
that? Oh my
theory
god,
is
it's
that
not
Tony Stark
616.
is the anchor being, and that's what I've been seeing at least. But it's
It's
just
gotta.
so I don't trust them enough to carry over such a niche concept from a Deadpool movie.
I just, I didn't even see that movie. So you're like explaining this to me, you're like anchor being, and for people who are just listening, like I'm making the most confused face because I don't even understand. Like, what do you, Okay, so now I have to watch Deadpool and Wolverine, but like
Basically,
none of
it's
this
like
makes sense.
one character, the entire universe hinges on one character, and once they die, the timeline kind of deteriorates and it just kind of withers away from the branch of the multiverse.
So I think what Marvel is failing to realize here is that the general movie consumer is actually super stupid. Super stupid. Because I'm going to tell you right now, like my dad likes a good superhero movie. If I left this room right now and tried to explain to him what an anchor being was, he'd never see another Marvel movie again. Like there's
Yeah.
no you the general public is not latching onto this, and clearly they care about making billions of dollars. So like this can't possibly be it.
I mean, like bringing it back to Spider-Man, th- are they going to wrap up Spider-Man in this fourth installment and then throw him into Secret Wars as like a major player?
I mean, he's definitely going to get thrown into Secret Wars as a major player, but there is not a chance. They are going to milk Tom Holland Spider-Man until the
Mhm.
wheels fall off, until him and Zendaya have that baby and he says he doesn't want to do kids movies anymore, and that's the day it'll stop.
Yeah, I don't know.
We will be seeing Spider-Man. This is 4. We will be seeing 5 and 6. We will be going Toy Story level here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, and then there's the other thing is Zendaya. She's not. She has a new. MJ has a new boyfriend in this movie, and she kind of does not gaff about Peter or Spider-Man at all. And like, I don't know.
That
Something
also doesn't make sense. I
something
mean,
about me is I don't really enjoy origin stories all the time unless it's like a brand new character. But like it's really like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. I don't need to see origin stories. And in fact, I get so bored. And now we're kind of doing the same thing
real.
again. We're like not all the characters are on the same track as the audience. And like that's going to be annoying for most of the runtime of the movie for me.
I mean, in this day and age, like honestly, I feel like we need to treat oh god, I'm much going like history nerd moment, but like, back in like Greek history, when the Greeks would do a play, like they would not explain the exposition. Like you had to come in just knowing the story from like hearing it on the street. I think like we need to cut out the origin stories. Like back when the Greeks would do a play, like you would come in knowing a lot of the story and then they just
Mhm.
like started from like, the middle of the next story. And like people know the origin stories of a Spider-Man, a Batman, a Superman, like people know those. Like if you're doing something like back in the day in 2008 when you would do an Iron Man movie, like yeah, people needed to know the Iron Man. But again, with a big IP character like Spider-Man, you have a lot of wiggle room because people are already interested in that just culturally. I mean, it's a Spider-Man movie. Everybody knows Spider-Man.
I mean, it's more interesting too. Like I think I'll give like a superhero reference and then I'll do one for people who aren't watching superheroes. But like Young Justice on Cartoon Network. Every season introduces like 20 new characters and does not give any explanation whatsoever. They're
Yep.
just like integrated with the team, they're just there. And then throughout the season, they have like their own solo runs or arcs, and you understand what they're all about. And then it's the same even like in another John Barenthal show, The Bear. The first episode, you don't know what's going on at all. And then you have to
Yeah.
watch the season to understand what's going on, and then you piece it all together in your head. It's not fun when it's just all thrown at you at once.
Because I'm not like 5 years old. Like, I mean, some people, I guess, watching the movie are 5 years old. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
But like the general consumer likes a little bit of nuance. But I feel like even talking about like, why are we doing Spider-Man 5? I feel like everybody's so afraid to do something new these days. And we should, this is Spider-Man 4, but same diff. Like, we should not be, it feels like Spider-Man 5. I've seen so many damn Spider-Man movies. I feel like I've seen 6 at this point. Like, we need to do something new and different. Like I'm so desperate for something new and different that I'll take something new or different inside the fourth installment in the franchise. And it's the Marvel universe. You have so many different characters that you could
Mhm.
work with, and you're like, let's make 25 Spider-Mans. Like, no, no, be better.
Well, that's the other thing is this is has kind of a backdoor pilot. This is like the third backdoor pilot for the Hulk. Like the third
Oh my
half
god.
Hulk sequel.
This man has ruined my life because why is every movie I try to watch stop making like stop making the Hulk try and happen, like it's not going to happen. The time has passed.
Honestly, I don't I think Mark Ruffalo just wants his check into bounce. Like he's there, he's having a good time. Honestly, when I was watching the trailer, I'm trying to listen for his Wisconsin accent to see if he is one from Kenosha, but I still have yet to. He's just that guy, I guess. But
No.
he just kind of shows up. He does a couple scenes as Bruce Banner. He mocaps and does a couple grunts as Hulk, and then he calls it a day. That's kind of been his career so far. Which I'm not dissing the guy. I love him. He like does a great job as Bruce Banner. But I do really wish I got to see his full range in a solo movie.
I want to agree with you, but I would not have watched that movie, so I really can't say. Like,
Well,
I
you haven't
really
even
wish
seen the
that
first one, have you?
no, of course not.
Neither have I. And every time I think about it, I'm like, man, I'm so excited to watch The Incredible Hulk, and I just forget about it.
Hulk has never been interesting. The most interesting he was in She-Hulk when he was talking to She-Hulk. Otherwise, I was like, whatever. Like, and why I say he ruined my life is because he ruined my Captain America movie. I had a
Mhm.
perfectly good Sam Wilson Captain America movie, and suddenly there's no Bucky Barnes in it. Him and Bucky don't kiss once, and there's just Hulk everywhere. Like, what are you talking? Like it no, I'm good. I respect that you're like I'd see a Hulk movie. I, Gabrielle Marie, would not see a Hulk movie. But if they wanted to pay Mark and do that, like I super respect that. And honestly, at this point they should, because he's had enough individual appearances that he should basically mix up his own movie.
I don't think major movie studios really know what to do with the. I say major movie studios, that's Paramount and
Yeah.
Disney. But I don't think they know what to do with the Hulk because most of his stories are kind of like either if it's grounded, it's Bruce Banner struggling with the Hulk, like being a monster on the inside, but a really good guy on the outside, or it's Hulk smashing through the core of a planet. And it's just massive power scaling event stories. And I think it doesn't lend itself well within the Marvel universe. They kind of had something going on with him leaving Earth in Age of Ultron, and then they had him in Ragnarok,
I forgot
which
that
was
happened.
like probably my favorite backdoor Hulk movie. But you just can't really do much with the Hulk. You can't make him stronger because all the threats that he's going to face, you have to scale them up as well. It's just so difficult to make him work, I think.
I think also like he had moments in the Infinity Saga where he was usable as a character. I think it was great to use him to show how powerful Thanos was in the beginning of Infinity War. I liked
Mm-hmm.
that. Like I like that TikTok sound that it's like he's Thanos, he's a plague. Like I liked
Yeah.
that. And I think like his time has come and gone and now we need to be done with it. Like we need to just accept that that was failed, and when they reboot the MCU in 20 years when you and I are both like 60 years old, like then we can try again. But for now, it's time to be done. Finished.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the way with all the major original Avengers. Like, they're really trying to usher in a new generation. And I mean, Jean Grey is a part of that generation. Is she?
Alleged Jean Grey. We have no confirmation this is Jean Grey.
I hope it's not. I hope that this is just all a giant fake out because introducing Jean Grey in a Spider Man movie as the villain is weird to me. Like,
Well, I saw online that like they're gonna try the fake out where it's like she's obviously portrayed as a villain in the trailers, but she's very obviously not gonna be a villain in the movie, which okay, sure.
who unleashes the Hulk then?
No,
Who
I mean maybe she has some like I don't know, it's like a
she
Magneto moment.
accidentally unleashes the Hulk. She's like, actually, I'm using the Hulk for good. I'm gonna destroy half Manhattan
Yeah.
to help out everybody. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, like, honestly, I'm excited for the Hulk just to blow shit up. That's gonna be really cool. There's rumors of Gray Hulk, which is a
Oh,
whole concept that I don't even know anything about. I've just heard third-hand accounts about. But I mean, one thing I am looking forward to this movie is obviously the Disney is taking steps to make their movies just look better. Like, I
yes.
was just
I
watching a
agree.
new Rockstar's video about how much better this movie looks than everything else, and it does. I thought it was kind of gimmicky at first, but now that we have a second trailer, it genuinely looks gorgeous.
I will say though, like as far Spider-Man is gimmicky, and I think they've been trying to make him like super intense and sad. But I think part of the appeal is that he's just like this guy, and like terrible things keep happening to him, and he just remains. He just keeps that gimmick. I think that was very clear in like the Ultimate Spider-Man Disney XD series. Like he was
Mhm.
always like having like the worst day of his life, and yet, you know, Drake Bell's voice was always at like the highest octave possible. And I think that's kind of the core of Spider-Man. But I agree. I think it looks a lot better. I think it looks super less like CGI like slop. So that I'm excited about as well.
I mean, yeah, you don't get all the digital touch-ups on the suit, so you actually like folds and looks a little baggier than normal.
Yeah.
You get the cool splash pages, slow motion images in the first trailer. That was super sick. Um, but I mean, it also reminds me a lot of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Like it feels like a very tactile Spider-Man,
Yeah.
like he actually exists, and the camera's following him on the streets of New York and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I
But
think in that way they did respond to kind of what fans were looking for, because I feel like especially when we got to like Far From Home, like that was a big complaint. Like it wasn't as grounded as people expect a Spider-Man story to be. So it is promising that they're kind of like going back to that.
But yeah, final. What are your final thoughts? What do you hope to see in the movie, and what do you hope it doesn't have, and what do you hope the reception is?
I hope that it is a better movie than I think it will be. I have kind of low expectations for this. Again, we're going into like movie number 4, and you know, I'm not holding out big hope for Marvel these days. I was really impressed by Thunderbolts, I was, and I think since then, I don't know, just Doomsday makes me so nervous. So I'm hoping that this one is better than I think it will be right now, and I'm not willing to say it's gonna be bad. I'm holding out hope for it, but I'll definitely be seated, that's for sure. Me and Miss Day are locked in, so I'll be in the theater no matter what.
I hope it figures out what it wants Spider-Man to be going forward. Like it has a good status quo for Peter Parker, and that he's not just some random character that we always theorize whenever we're going to see him again in the MCU. I hope that Sadie Sink is not Jean Grey, and I hope that the Hulk gets utilized a lot and he's not just a trailer gimmick. And I hope that the Punisher and Spider Man have a cool buddy cop dynamic. That's what I'm looking forward to most.
That's all we have for this episode. Next episode, we will finally be talking about what will certainly be the movie of the year, Supergirl. And Cameron is finally going to watch Superman. So we'll have a lot to talk about in that episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that.